Well, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I am Dean the Turkey Legster. Welcome to Let's Talk Turkey, but even more importantly, this is a special edition of Let's Talk Turkey. It is my first chat uh, volume chat stream on my A Summer of Friends, and I've been looking forward to this for weeks, several weeks. I have a whole bunch of amazing friends coming up in June and July, and I'm kicking it off tonight with a great one. I am joined by Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Doug over here. And Doug, welcome to A Summer of Friends. I'm so glad to have you.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me. Uh, I tell you what a great idea you came up with this. It's a great idea, and we are all friends, so it's fantastic. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I talked about this on the series kickoff is I originally intended this to just be during June, and it was going to be like a series of four streams. But I sent the invites out to everyone, and within a couple of hours, I had everyone had responded that they wanted to be in. So I went from maybe I'll get four people on, 4 weeks, to I expanded it out to July as well. I even have a Saturday night scheduled. Um, so, um, anyway, let me say hello to. I have some nice folks in the chat. I have Julie McCowan stopped in here at 7:20. Hello, Julie McCowan. Hello, hello. Surfer Girl, Cherie. Hello, welcome in. Main Street Nick, hello. Welcome in. We've got Tina McNeil. Hello, hello, hello. Um, yeah, Cherie answered me, and but yeah, everyone. I don't know who beat who because everyone was answering at the same time. Steve, how are you?
If I was any better, they'd have to lock me up. You know, I'm on the elevator, and our elevator here at Fountains has the date on it, and I look up and I go June 3rd. Wow, I don't have to be at work till August 13th. This is fantastic.
Love it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry you got to put up with him tonight, but somebody has to give me a break before he hits me.
And yes, I still owe you one.
No, you don't.
Stop it.
No,
We'll discuss
we can
that.
discuss that later.
All right, get out of here.
All right.
This is a family-friendly channel, by the
Yeah,
by.
yeah. You don't want him on here. His filter is gone at 9 o'clock.
It's after like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Goodbye.
I don't have a disclaimer set up either. So anyway,
You be
uh,
careful with the door. I just fixed it.
Michelle, welcome in. Welcome in. Um, Cherie, yes. Oh, I will mention that in a little while. Dave Stragan, welcome in. Welcome in. And there's Julie McCowan again. Julie, I saw you in chat much earlier. Glad you came back for this stream.
Julie is my personal representation.
Oh, okay. Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind because
Yeah.
I don't know, in case I need to sue someone for turkey legs ever. Uh,
By the way,
Arjons,
did you watch my
welcome in
stream last night? I
last night.
apologize for what Steve said. He said He said,
Be careful.
I was sitting there and I said, he was getting a drink. And I said, Steve, what? He was at the turkey leg stand in America. I said, you going to get a turkey leg? He says, absolutely not. They're disgusting.
They are disgusting.
Oh, Steve.
I'm sorry, dude. I know. I get it.
Get out of here.
No, I get it. But I mean, to watch people walk around with those things and they're not even like, they're pink. I don't even know what color meat that is. They're like, it's just, and then they're gnawing on it while they're walking around. It's gross. Hi, buddy. Mwah.
I gotta say though, the turkey leg, okay, they're pink because they use a similar process to like what they do with ham. They're smoked, but they have like a curing or seasoning process that they do. So that's why they look pink.
So there you
But the
go.
whole thing about walking
Thank you for that
around,
wisdom.
the thing about walking around is though you're supposed to sit down and enjoy them because they have number one to enjoy them, but they've got the little tendony things in there that you gotta take out. You're gonna need a little stack of napkins. It's a project, it's an experience, and you can't just walk around
But
with
see,
them.
most people do.
Yeah. Well, I think they're doing it wrong.
They're Neanderthals.
In my not so
It's like they're cavemen walking around.
They're uncultured.
Uncultured swines.
Oh my goodness. Dean, I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Goodbye.
okay. All right, let me come back to chat, see who else.
Ever seen
Hi.
corned beef? It's also pink. Yes, I have. I like corned beef.
Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Hello. Tina's asking what filter. I don't know. There may not be no filter. I don't know. Movie Mania Nick, hello, hello. Oh, Little Mermaid fan, hello, Belinda. Welcome in. Right to have you in the chat. Gloria Thibodeau, welcome in. Hello, hello. Corned beef is also pink. That is right. That is right. Everyone's saying hello. Hello, hello, Julie. It is messy. It is delicious. Kendrick. Hi, Kendrick. Welcome in. Great to have you in here. I think I am caught up. So, Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Doug.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to remember when exactly I started following you. I think it may have been before last year sometime. So it's been at least probably over a year. Tony O'Tower, welcome in. I know that you had me on your Hump Day Hangout twice for just a first a chat and then, of course, around Thanksgiving. And that was a lot of fun, which is why I thought about you because I figured, I've been on your channel. You should come on my channel and it would be a whole lot of fun. Dave's Disney Dreams. Hello, hello. Welcome in. So just in case someone is watching that is not familiar with you or your channel, would you be willing to just give a short little introduction to who you are and about your channel?
Yes. Well, my name is Doug. My channel is Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Doug. I actually thought of that on my own, believe it or not. I do have some brain cells left.
It's very witty.
It is very witty. I started my channel only so that my mom and Belinda's mom could watch us when on vacation. So I could stream and they could watch and, feel like that they were there with us. So that was the main goal. I didn't care about, how many people were watching. It was back then, it was as long as mom was watching, I was happy. Well, then it started picking up steam, and for some reason people liked me. I don't know why. I'm a very charming person. Keep your mouth closed.
Oh, sorry.
Told you, filter. Um, so I kept growing and growing slowly, and then I started. I mean, I was a moderator before I did all this. I was a moderator for Dis Our Dream, Jennifer Caruso, um, Living the Magic, a bunch of other channels, and I really never thought of doing it, but then I did it for mom and Cherie. That's not nice.
What did she say?
What did
Charming
Cherie
with a
say?
laughing,
What did Cherie say? Hold
charming
on.
with a laughing face.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that's basically what it was. And then I had a couple shorts that went crazy, gained a lot of subs, and then I was like, well, you know what? I want to do something from home. I don't have to necessarily be at Disney to do something. So I thought about, not many people would go live on Wednesday nights. There may be one or two. I'm like, huh, if I was going to do a show on Wednesday night, what would it be? And I was like, well, it's hump day. So let's do hump day hangout.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, and I just started doing that show and having guests in, and just to hang out, just to get to know people in the community. I've had streamers, I've had moderators, I've had people that don't even really do much with YouTube, but it's just a hangout. And Dean, you've been on it a couple times. You've gotten humped twice. So sorry, that's what we call it.
It wasn't bad.
That's what Pete McDevitt calls it. Um,
Oh my goodness gracious.
Stop it.
Uh,
So and I did that for good over a year.
Oh,
And last summer, when I came down here to visit Steve and I got home, I'm like, I'm sitting around in the mornings just doing nothing. And I'm like, I could do something here.
hmm.
So I sat back again thinking, and I talked to a couple people. I talked to Moira O'Malley. I talked to Jennifer Caruso. Pete, I talked to about it. And I was like, what do you think of doing like a morning show where I would cover like Disney news for the day and also who's going live in the Disney community for that day?
Mm-hmm.
And I sat back and they all said, Doug, that's a great idea. So then I had to sit there and think, okay, how am I going to do this? How's the format going to be? What's the name going to be? And, I always used to watch the Disney Nerd Herders, and they would do morning coffee talk. And I was like, well, I said they got that from Saturday Night Live because they used to, what was it? Coffee talk with, it was Mike Myers. Yeah, film the cleft. And it was coffee talk, and it was a skit on there. And I'm like, well, what if I change it and just say coffee talk with Doug? So I did it, and I got it all set up. I got my programs worked out that I wanted to do it, and I tell you, it started okay, and better than I thought. I was averaging 10, 12 people, and then by the end of summer it was picking up, and I believe I average, well, I don't want to say views. I mean, it's not how many views. It's to me, it's not views and it's not subscribers. And I was talking with a streamer the other night about this, that, I don't worry about subscribers or views very much. I do this to try to put smiles on people's faces and, just to show people to enjoy life, you know,
Yeah.
and be kind to everybody, be kind, even be kind to Steve, you know, but
I'm a delicate flower. You
here's,
hurt my feelings if you're not kind to me.
oh my goodness. So, that's what I do it for. Coffee Talk
Yeah.
took off,
Yeah.
took off, and everybody loves it. I added
Hmm.
Steve on, um, and people love the interaction between me and Steve.
Oh, I gotta tell you, yeah, I love having something in the morning because there's not usually someone live in the morning, and I've actually considered doing a morning stream here and there, not seriously, but
Well, Dean, you can come join
it's
me on
it
Coffee
kind of
Talk whenever you want.
okay. Yeah, because I mean, some mornings I'm like raring to go, and it's like, I'm looking for something to watch, or
Hmm.
I feel like,
Yep.
but so I really I love looking forward to Coffee Talk and watching you in the mornings, and so that is definitely it's a great start to my day. Let me say hello. I had to scroll way up. Let's see. I saw Mark Langenkamp came in. Hello, Mark. Dave's Disney Dreams. I think I said hi to you, but hello, Dave again. I saw Movie Mania Nick. I think I saw Movie Mania Nick. Yeah. Who else? Kendrick. I said hi to Kendrick. Tony O'Tower. Welcome in. Amy, AJC Magic
Hi, Amy.
TV. Who else? Debbie Burnfield. Welcome in. Da 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 da. Scallywag Steve, welcome into the chat. Um, uh,
He's upset because the Pirates just lost again.
They
uh-oh.
stink.
They stink. Morning. Hey, Brian, what's up?
Curtis family. Hello, Chris. How are you?
That's my buddy.
Brian Eisenhart, welcome in. Hello. Um, yeah, welcome in everyone. So, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I enjoy watching your coffee talk in the morning.
And I
Uh,
do want to say one thing about that. The interaction between me and Steve, that's how we are all the time. There is no script. There is no like, we don't sit there and just make things. That is actually how we act. Like we were doing all day today, sitting on the deck. It was just, that's why I said, I should just go live and just be live 24/7, and that people could see how me and him are. But that it's
uh,
the way we've always been,
yeah,
And I couldn't be more blessed to have a great bigger brother.
yeah.
Oh,
I think
wait,
that's
you
one
did it.
thing.
Can we stay in this video?
He's gonna get it after this.
Uh, yeah, and I think that's one thing that I like about it too is, hearing the back and forth between you guys. There's one thing that some of the other channels in our community that are like the married couples that you get some of the back and forths. Like Myers and the Mouse, you get that a lot between Kelly and Ivone. You hear that on Mouse Talk. Walt and Melissa kind of have that going on, so that it's kind of that fun, the banter that's
Yep,
kind
yep.
of, you know,
Nobody wants to hear me
kind of,
snore. I don't
so,
snore. I put my CPAP on at night, and I am out cold.
So, yeah, so let's talk about um, you are not at your house.
Hmm.
You are down here in Florida
Hmm.
and you're visiting Disney. So let's talk about some of your favorite things at Disney. I'm going to ask this question, although I 100% know the answer, and everyone that knows you will know the answer. Who is your favorite Disney character?
Shut up. That would be Donald Duck.
Donald
Yep.
Duck.
Yep.
Are there
He is number
a,
one.
number one? Absolutely. Are there
Mhm.
any like? Is there like a number two, number three? That if you had to pick a number two,
Mickey's number two.
okay.
Um, let's see who else though. I love Big Al. Big Al's great. Just because me and him are the same size. Oh, no, Christopher. Let's see who else. I like Pluto. You know,
Yeah.
Pluto. If you ever scratch Pluto's nose, he wiggles his leg.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I didn't know that.
Ask him if you can pet his nose first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, you need to get permission first. Um, is there any other character? I like Kylo Ren because I call him Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, when I'm over in the studios and I see Kylo Ren, I say, "Hey, what's up, Darth?" And he gives me a look like, yeah. So I love messing with Kylo Ren. And then the stormtroopers, I always say, "Boy, you look a little short to be a stormtrooper." They don't like that.
Oh, oh, that's fun. Um, what
Why
about the
Donald?
white?
Julie
Oh,
asked.
Julie
Julie
asked.
asked, "Why Donald? What's the connection?" Uh just from when I was a kid, I loved how fun Donald was. How he got in trouble. You know how he would, just scream in his cartoons, and I just from when I was a kid. Steve lost my original Donald
As
Duck.
unfounded and false news.
Steve threw away my original Donald Duck
No, your mother did.
stuffed animal that I had from when I was
I was
little.
in college. I wasn't even at home.
So yeah, but it's always been Donald. I mean, I love
Yeah,
Mickey too, you
yeah,
know, but Donald's my guy.
yeah. I like Donald. I like Donald too. I can't remember. Um, yeah, I guess I like Donald. I mean, I like Mickey too. I like, so I don't, I probably agree with that. I like, oh yeah, that's fun. Um, so at the Walt Disney World parks, which is your favorite park?
Epcot.
Epcot.
I love Epcot. I just said to Steve last night when we were there, I could go to Epcot every evening and not get tired of it or bored because there's so many different things that are there. It's just a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah, Epcot is my favorite park, and it's I think it is largely because of the World Showcase.
Hmm.
Um, but the front part's still kind of interesting, since they reopened it. It's kind of
Yeah,
you know,
I'm kind of disappointed with how they did the front.
yeah,
back when they opened Epcot, and for a long time, they had Communicore One and Communicore Two,
Yep.
and it was all about future technology. I remember as a kid going in there and seeing robots for the first time, and it's like it blew my mind. Well, now they have Creation Shop, Connections, and then the warehouse, as I call it, where they do the festival stuff and then the meet and greets. And I think that they've lost Walt's vision of Epcot. Epcot was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the community of the future,
Yeah.
always looking forward, and they've lost that, and it's mostly now all about world celebration. That's it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's a shame, but I mean, I still love it. I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the rides. Um, I enjoy. Actually, I just enjoy going out, sitting by the lake in the
Yeah.
evening and seeing all the lights turn on and everything, come to life at night. So,
Yeah. 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 I feel the same way about the front of Epcot.
mhm,
Yeah. There's just it's shifted to putting all the characters in the IPs into all the areas, and but I still enjoy that view across World Showcase, and
mhm.
even during the day, but
Now, the
into
one
the
thing they did do a good job of is the area between the two communal core buildings. Um, they
yes.
did a fantastic job on that. I love to sit there and watch all the lights just in sync with Spaceship Earth. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I do like that, and they put seating and some tables in there. That's one of my
Hmm.
biggest gripes with Disney is they don't put shade and seating and tables
Hmm.
in their parks. Um, and they did that in Epcot, and it's really and it's nice.
Hmm.
It doesn't look terrible. Um, Uh, I saw, let me see. I see Jordan. Welcome in Epcot Forever, Jordan.
Jordan, I might see
Who
Jordan at Hollywood Studios tomorrow.
who else come in? Oh, Dawn. Hitchhiking Bones, welcome in. I saw Dawn last
Did you?
Tuesday at Magic
Nice.
Kingdom. Um, Hitchhiking Bones will be on at 10 o'clock, guys.
Mhm.
And Dawn will be talking about, I think Will too, will be talking about um, their visit last week, specifically, I think the Epcot universe part of that. Um, who else? Let me scroll up. Let me see who else popped in. Do, 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 do. Okay. So at Epcot or any of the Disney parks, is there a favorite restaurant and or a favorite food item that you go for or like?
Um, well, it's different for everywhere. I mean, and it all depends on what you're in the mood for. I was very impressed. We ate it with Savannah. We ate my niece. We ate at Tony's um, in December, and I am telling you, it was very good, very good. Now, is that my favorite place to eat? No, not really, but I enjoyed it immensely. Believe it or not, one of my favorite places to eat on property is Whispering Canyon over at
Okay.
Wilderness Lodge. It's a very underrated restaurant. The food is fantastic. The waiting staff and everything is great. I mean, it's just entertainment from when you walk in there and leave. So I really enjoy Whispering Canyon. Epcot, there's not many restaurants at Epcot that, uh, I mean, I'll eat at Via Napoli. Um, Steve won't eat at Beer Garden with me, spitting on our German heritage. Um, I'll just grab like something at a booth at Epcot or so Hollywood Studios. I've been to Rodeo Roundup. I mean, it's okay. I didn't mind it. It was all right. But we're eating at Hollywood and Vine. I've never eaten there. We're eating there tomorrow. So
Okay.
no, I've never eaten there. Yep.
Well, cool. I have
I did have a bikini. One time we went there. We had a guy's breakfast over at Whispering Canyon, Dean, and our waitress. What did you say? 60s.
60.
She was in her 60s, and somehow a conversation got turned into that she would get a bikini and wear it for me. I have no idea how that conversation even got to that point. So yeah, but and they're it's pretty funny when you go to eat there. So Chef
I'll
Mickey's
have to,
good.
yeah.
Steakhouse 71's really good. I like Steakhouse 71. That new restaurant over at the Polynesian Tower, everybody's like, "Oh, it's so good." I wasn't that impressed with it. It was okay. It was food. But nothing really stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So Hana's good. I love the peony trivet of Hana. That's really good. So, did you leave her a big tip?
Uh,
It's not tipping, I believe. It's over tipping. If I have good service, I will tip very well.
mm-hmm.
If I have if I have bad service, then you're not going to enjoy it. Because listen, I'm there. I used to work in that industry, and I always wanted people to have a positive and enjoyable experience. You know, if you don't do a good job, then you don't get a good tip.
We're good for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I didn't work. I didn't take tips. But I worked. I had a. I worked for Wendy's for 19 years, and that was one of the things that um, not all of my coworkers got that I got that, I got complimented by the customers because I got a heck of a personality. I was good with them, and I knew I could take the orders. I could help serve the orders. I knew how to count money. Um,
yep,
and
kids today don't know that.
no. So I was the
You got a tip. You got 4 days at Pop Century. That's your tip for my trip here.
What? Where are you right now?
Well, this was like, I didn't ask for this.
You asked
Chris wants a frosty.
Oh,
Oh, Wendy's is doing some great things with their Frosty. Last year, or no, last month, was it last month? They came out with these, what are they calling them? Frosty Fusions or whatever they're called. They're mixing in things to their Frosties. They
Really?
have an Oreo one. They have, I think it's like strawberry Pop Tart kind of one, and then they have like a caramel crunch one. Um, that this seemed really interesting. And swirled, I think. Yeah, swirled, I think. Um, but that
Okay.
was one thing. While I was working at Wendy's, they never really did anything. At least the last several years that I was there, and I left in August of 2023, and they really didn't do a lot with their frosties. They kind of did. Like they came out with like a strawberry frosty one summer. Um, they did a weird birthday cake frosty where they added stuff to the vanilla mix. And but anyway, the frosties. If you like the Wendy's frosties, you wanna try something exciting, head to a Wendy's near you and
I was
hashtag
used
not a sponsor.
I always used to dip my French fries in my Frosty.
I was with Wendy's for years before I actually heard about that, and I actually tried it, and it's actually not bad.
Hmm.
I don't do it a lot because I don't really eat at Wendy's a lot, now that I don't work there. But um, the I got it, the fry and the frosty was actually not bad.
Hmm.
Um, so let's see. Um, at Walt Disney World,
Hmm.
um, do you have a most favorite attraction and maybe a least favorite attraction?
Uh, I would say my favorite attraction is Big Thunder Mountain. I love Big Thunder Mountain. I always have. It's one of the OGs, you know. Well, not really, but when I was a kid, it was an OG. But I love Big Thunder Mountain. I love Slinky Dog too because it's the same kind of format. Least favorite, I'm going to have to say uh, teacups. Uh, and believe it or not, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because I can't stand waiting an hour or something in line for like a minute and a half ride.
Yeah,
Same thing with Tron. Tron's an I have no interest in even doing there.
yeah. Chris is asking the best bacon on property.
Whispering Canyon. Yep, yep.
Okay, Whispering
That's
Canyon.
it's yep. That's where I've had the best bacon. And believe it or not, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. Um, if you go to Ohana for breakfast, they usually give you ham. They don't give you bacon. They'll give you ham and sausage. If
Hmm.
you want bacon, all you have to do is ask for it, and they will bring you bacon.
Okay.
So you
So
just tell
upon
them.
request, yeah.
I
Okay.
looked right at him. I said, I don't like ham. Can you bring me bacon? Because I really don't. I'm not a big ham person. Um, and they brought me bacon. So, but the best bacon on property is over at Whispering.
Okay. So Julie's asking a good question. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? Is this animated or anything?
Um,
My favorite animated Disney movie would be Aladdin. I love Aladdin. I watched it on the ride down on Saturday. Um, love Aladdin. Robin Williams, the voice of the genie, just hysterical. My favorite Disney movie of all time is Mary Poppins. Love Mary Poppins.
okay. Yeah, I like Mary Poppins too.
Oh my goodness, Debbie. I've had a lot of bacon on this trip. A lot. I probably had yesterday. Me and Steve went out to breakfast. I think I had 2 pounds of bacon. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Wow, that's a lot of bacon because bacon is one strip of bacon isn't like a lot.
that's okay.
Well, it's fine. You're on vacation, Doug. You're on vacation.
Yeah.
Um, let me think. So you trying to think what else. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I didn't write down my questions, which is the same problem I have with my shopping lists when I go to the store. So I'm going in there, I buy half the things that I buy, half are what I needed, half are things I didn't need, and I remember that other half that I did need when I get home. So I'm trying to think of the other things I was going to ask you. Um, well, we can let's so we've talked about you've got, everyone you've got a YouTube channel and you're down at Disney. Talk about um, are there any specific streams you've got planned? Because I know you've got a lot of streams,
Mhm.
live streams that you're planning in the parks. Are there any specific streams that you want to highlight or just follow your channel and
Yeah, no, I'm just, I'm going to go live in the mornings. I may do some pop up streams at night. Um, Whenever I decide, I have streams set up, which I will do. But if I sit there in an evening and I think it's a good night to get to stream, I'm just going to go live. Um,
yeah,
I know
okay.
I'm going to be down there with Jennifer and Pete and a bunch of other friends, and they're going to be streaming, but I won't stream over them. So um, there's Jennifer Crusoe.
There's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Um, Julie asked about Give Kids a World today. It was fantastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and volunteered this morning at Give Kids a World. I was the carousel operator, so I got to operate the carousel for the kids to ride, and you help them on, help them off, and it's always so much fun to see the joy on their faces because you know that they're going through a rough time. Some of the kids, are not going to make it.
Mm,
It's just the honest truth, and to bring them some joy in their lives is well worth me taking 4 hours out of my vacation to go over there and volunteer. So Yeah. Belinda got me into this, and I tell you, I love it.
Yeah.
Once you do it once, you can't wait to go back and do it again. So,
Yeah, that's I went to I had the I went to Magical Night of Hope last December, and that place is just really impressive and amazing how the setup they have there. And I didn't see it in action, but I saw
mhm,
some of that. They had during the program, they had a couple of testimonies of kids that have been um,
right.
you know helped through that. And and um it's just really awesome that that is there. um um
Oh my goodness, Peter.
Pete, hello, go turkey legs. I'm not gonna repeat the rest of that. Hello, Pete. uh,
Pete, you better have clothes on when I pick you up at the airport in the morning. That's all I gotta say.
let's see, let me scroll up. Bethana, welcome in. um okay, Steve is asking, what is your favorite thing about your brother?
He lives in Florida.
Okay.
Oh wait, we're good. No. My brother, our dad died when I was very young. Steve was 15, I was 11, and he basically had to go into that father role.
Mm,
Um, and he's always watched out for me. He's always given me advice, whether it be good advice or bad advice, but he's always been there for me. And I'll never be able to thank him enough for what he's done, for how he's impacted my life. So, yeah. But it is a bonus that he lives in Florida. So,
yeah, yeah. um Julie's asking channel goals for 2025 or the rest of 2025.
uh, yeah, just to keep, you know, I really don't have channel goals. I just want to keep making people smile and
Okay.
keep, you know, so called entertaining them and sharing inspiration with them, because there is a lot of hurt in the world. There is.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you turn, and, my mom passed away May 1st. And one of the last things, because I was going to cancel streams when she was in the hospital and when she was, home in hospice, and one of the things she actually yelled at me. She says, "You better not cancel," because I did cancel one stream when she was in the emergency room, and I got yelled at for that. And I said, "Mom," I said, "I can't. You're more important than any stream. It's okay. Everybody will understand." But she made me promise not to cancel anymore. And she looked at me, she says, you know, all I want you to do is keep making people laugh. She says that's what you are the best at. And so that's what I intend to do. Um, has it been hard? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Steve had a moment today, and but I look back on all the times that she would call into coffee talk and yell at me and Steve for being idiots. And it just makes me laugh. So that's what I'm gonna that's my goal. My goal is to just keep doing hopefully I can grow with what I'm doing to just spread more enjoyment and more laughter.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Yeah, that's kind of similar to me also. I just kind of don't. I just want to keep doing some streams and have a fun place for people to come and chat. And this
mhm.
series, the summer series, is um,
It's a great idea.
another
I'll
step
tell
in
you,
that
when
direction.
you
And
pitched this to me, I sat there and I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
I talked about this before. I'm probably not gonna do this every week of this series, but I'm following this summer series up with a, well, right now it's a shorter series. In October, that's called Friendtober. And so I'm looking for some other kind of thinking about, who I'm gonna reach out to be on for that shorter series. So Sarah Dash, welcome in. Thanks for popping in. I scrolled up and scrolled down. Um, Steve says I did a horrible job at certain points in my life. I love Doug being my little brother. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, Julie Gerbil, welcome in. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Um, all right. Um, well, we are about there. This is,
Mhm.
I think this is a great place to kind of call it a stream. This has been a great chat, Doug. Thanks for coming on
No, thank
and
you for having me. It's been fun.
um,
I always love hanging out with you, Dean. I can't wait. Hopefully, you make it over there on Friday and I get to meet you in
yep.
person.
Yeah, I'm gonna be over there. So everyone, Zip-A-Dee-Doo-Doug again is in Disney. He's streaming. Um, if you don't already subscribe to Doug, go over there, subscribe, put that notification bell on all notifications. Same with my channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, all the notifications. I'm planning a stream on Friday. I'm gonna go in and put that to public. I'm looking at around 11:30, maybe noon,
Mhm.
to do that stream. So Doug in the morning, me in the midday. Um, is Doug streaming tomorrow?
Mhm. Yes, 10:30 at Hollywood Studios.
Awesome. All right. Well, I said I wasn't going to tease. I said on the intro, the kickoff stream, I wasn't going to tease who was coming up in this series. Well, I'm going to go back on that. Next week, guys, on A Summer of Friends. Next week on June the 10th, I have Surfer Girl 326. Cherie is going to be right here. We're going to be chatting about everything about Cherie that she wants to talk about. So come here and join in the fun next week.
Mhm.
Um, so Steve, great meeting you on the stream and in the chat. Doug, great chatting with you. Great seeing everyone in the chat tonight. If you're watching this on the replay, um, and I should have said this at the start, but if you're watching this on the replay, leave me a comment below so I know you were watching. Bop the like button for me. And the Hitchhiking Bones are live coming up here in about a few minutes
Mhm.
and with Hitchhiker Chat, so go check them out. Tell them Dean and Doug said hi. And so with that, guys, have a gobbletastic night and take care. And Doug, how do you sign off your streams? What's the line you end your streams with?
I always tell somebody, it's easy to be kind, but it's different if you go out and do something kind for somebody. So always
Awesome.
go out and do something kind for someone.
Absolutely. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.